What's up, everyone? All right, so I'm going to give you my recap here for today. Small red day, down 1900. I went red on my first trade today, and I never went green. Today was just a red day from the start. First trade was Ambi. Second trade was PAC W. Third trade was wall. Fourth trade FRC, and then lost on THMO. So today's one of those days where it's just not happening. Now I was very hesitant to trade the bank stocks so far this week. I traded them a little bit. I had a couple trades on them yesterday, a couple trades today, very short trades, enter, exit, not overstaying my welcome, not wanting to push it at all. And I'm okay with that because at this point, it's been enough days that I think the risk is a little bit more manageable, but there's still risk. And, I don't want to be sitting and holding them for a long time. So why don't we look at PAC? Well, we could look at AMBI as the first stock. So AMBI, first stock I traded, I got a couple trades on it. I went red on it pre-market, getting in at 16 and adding it, 1687 for the break of 17, and then stopping as it came back down. Bummer. Goes back up. I got back in here for the break back over 17, got a little profit up to 18, and then did dip trade off of 1630 for a pop back up to 17. In fact, that dip from 1630 up to 17 was my best trade. This one was choppy. And yesterday you got some great action on it, but it was not without risk because yesterday you had big spreads, lighter volume, pretty much the same as today. But yesterday it ended up moving quite nicely. Not so much today. So that was my first trade, put me red 800, but then recouped half of it and I'm down 493. All right, so not a big deal, but never love to start the day in the red. It's not a good start. And then FRC started squeezing up. I saw it squeezing up and it was right at the halt up level right here at 3360-ish. And I was like, oh, it's halting up. Yesterday I had a good trade on PAC W that when FRC was halting up, I jumped in PAC W and got a squeeze into a halt. So I did the same. I got in at $11.15. That was, let's see, right here, 11:15 I get in. Sorry. So I got in right here. It then drops to 1090 and goes down to 1066. And I had to stop out, right? I took the loss. I stopped out at like 1080. So I stopped out and not, 2 minutes later, it's halting up at 1160. Right idea, wrong timing. And, I had to keep a tight stop on it because I didn't want to get caught in a halt down. So I got in, breakout or bailout, it failed, and I had to cut the loss. So that was that. FRC on resumption from this halt, I got a dip and rip from 35 up to 36. That ended up being my biggest winner of the day. On wall, this one has the 5% stake from Citadel. I got the trade on that on resumption from a halt. So, a couple small trades there, but I'm break even on the bank stocks, or small loss actually. I'm up a little bit on those too, but I'm red on PAC W. And then small caps I'm red on today as well, which just speaks, I think you can see in the P&L this dispersed attention. You've got the attention on bank stocks, and then you've got some small caps, but they're not holding up super well. So it's a tricky day, and for sure this does not feel like the type of day to push it. This feels like the type of day just to walk away. Could I have walked away $1,000 earlier? Sure, I probably could have, and I'd be down 700 today, but in any case, I took that last trade on THMO, which I had two trades on it. I had one trade on it right here, and this was a green trade, and then I got back in it right in this area and caught the flush back down for a red trade. And then I did a dip off the pullback for a small green trade, but the gain was small. So THMO, and I didn't trade it during the first move up, so I missed that action as well. So missed a little bit of action yesterday and today on some things that were moving, and then ended up catching some of the choppiness. Sort of same as yesterday, just a choppy day overall. So as of right now, I was green on Monday. Tuesday was more or less break even. And I'm red here today on Wednesday. So I'm red on the week by like $1,000. Last week was a nice green week, over $10,000 of profit. So this week, kind of just holding it together here with a small loss on the week so far, but still with 2 days left to turn it around. And hopefully I will, but again, it's 100% based on what's happening in the market, and everything going on with the bank stocks is creating some distraction. And I think that this is going to be a time just to kind of take shelter a little bit and hunker down. And the fact that I went red on my first trade, maybe I shouldn't have even broken the ice today and taken a single trade, because it's just, while we have the bank stock distraction, I'm concerned that it's going to be a tough time for momentum. But at the same, on the other hand, you did have THMO that made a nice move here from 244 up to 5. I didn't have internet at that moment. I was dealing with my internet being out. So I have my hotspot, but I just use that for closing out trades. I don't want to trade on it. Anyway, so I missed that move. Yesterday on AMBI, there was a move after I closed up, plus $100 break even on the day, or more or less. That one went from 8 to 24. But I understood that it was on light volume with big spreads. So I don't know if I would have even traded it, but, and then the action on the banks have been tricky. So they're volatile, they're actively traded, but they come with a significant amount of risk, so you have to be really careful in how you approach it. A couple little sniper base hit trades there, but didn't produce any meaningful gain, and really probably wasn't worth the risk. So that's my Wednesday. Nothing to be excited about, just blah, kind of waiting for things to improve. This is an environment with global financial concerns with the banks that's definitely more difficult to trade in. So a lot of risk right now, not as much reward, attention's dispersed, definitely a good time to size down, which I was today, and I'm grateful for that, because if I was sized up today, the loss, I'd be down 6, 7, 8,000 for sure. So sizing down, easing off the throttle, staying cool. This is the right move for right now, and when it's time to step back up, I'll be ready to do it. But today's doesn't feel like that day. Again, it's still relatively early at 10 a.m. I have class I'm teaching at 11 for Warrior Pro students, so I'm switching gears and getting ready to teach. I am coming to the end of the window where I usually trade the best. So at the end of the window where I trade the best on a day where I'm already red 1900, doesn't feel like the day to push it. But as always, you have to make that difficult decision of when to walk away. So that's it for me. Live to trade another day, and I'll be back at it first thing tomorrow morning. All right, see you guys then. Reminder as always, trading is risky. My results aren't typical, so manage your risk, take it slow, and practice in a simulator before you put real money on the line. And I'll see you first thing tomorrow morning.